Good evening. My name is Brooke Boker, and today I'm going to be talking about the Japanese internment camps that used to be here in the United States. The article that I used for this assignment was called Japanese Internment Camps, written by the History.com editors. Let's go into a little bit how these camps started. They were officially established by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it was called the Executive Order of 1966, right after the Pearl Harbor attack on December 7th by the Japanese in Hawaii. These people these Japanese people had to be 1/16% Japanese, and they were ripped away from their homes and families, and they had no choice but to go to these camps with these army privates. The army privates would often knock on the Japanese descended people's doors and tell them that they had 6 days to get rid of everything in their home and carry nothing but what they were able to. These people also included people who were American citizens and Japanese Americans as well. They were often put in disgusting and horrible living conditions like horse stalls and cow sheds and were fed little to no food. People were paid no more than army privates in order to work as things like teachers, doctors, nurses, and postal service people during this time. They were often placed in things called towns, and they had postal services as well as hospitals and schools, which might not seem like a bad thing. But the catch was that it was completely surrounded by barbed wire. So these people had no way of leaving, and they were doing this all against their will. These people were also treated very horribly by the US soldiers in these camps. They were often shot if there was any form of attempt of escape or conspiracy of escape. They were also tear gassed if there were riots or conspiracy of riots. They were forced to march 2, sometimes 5, sometimes even 10 miles against their will. And if there was any form of conspiracy or true runaways, they were shot on sight. Over 120,000 lives were affected by these disgusting and inappropriate internment camps. And it was also known to be an atrocious time that America broke their human rights rule. This also includes international intercultural communication because Japanese and Americans were not getting along at this time. Japanese people did not want to speak to Americans because they were afraid that they would either go and tell army soldiers about their freedom and they would be taken away from their families and homes. And they were also stressed about talking to an American because they were afraid that the American would take them from their home and family, which caused a lot of stress during that time period for many Japanese people. And it was very disgraceful and disgusting. But that is my speech on Japanese internment camps, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening. Have a great evening.